Happy Solstice Day! It's the winter solstice today. And today we have a very rare special event that we should all be able to see. And what is that? Some are calling it the Christmas star. But here's a little information on how to see the Christmas star tonight. If you've been watching the sky on these dark December nights, you may have noticed two of the brightest objects creeping nearer to each other. Jupiter and Saturn are about to appear closer in the sky than they have in the past 400 years. Christmas starlight to light up the night sky for the first time in 800 years. We are seeing something tonight that so very few get an opportunity to see. So, the two planets will be so close they're going to appear to be touching. They are only separated by 1/5 the diameter of the full moon. They're not close in space. They're still hundreds of millions of miles, kilometers, actually apart from each other. NASA astronaut Henry Thorpe said. But they appear as 2 points very close in the sky. In fact, they are so close that if you extend your pinky at arm's length, you'll be able to cover both planets with just your pinky finger. When celestial bodies align, astronomers call it a conjunction. But since this one involves our solar system's two biggest gas giants, it is technically a great conjunction. Because the event is landing on a holiday week, many have begun calling the formation the Christmas star or the Star of Bethlehem. I remember reading quite some time ago that there was an astronomer that dated back that conjunction to what they consider the night that Christ was born in July. So, online stories about the event have gone viral, and NASA responded by creating a video primer for the event, which peaks today, December the 21st. According to Thorpe, this event should be visible to almost anyone in the U.S. with a clear view of the horizon. And I think other places will get to see it too. But in the U.S., in order to find the planets in the sky, it's really easy if you just look up. If you can see the sunset, that means you're looking to the west. The southwest, if you are in the northern hemisphere, then you'll be able to see Saturn and Jupiter. You want to go outside maybe 45 minutes after sunset. Let the sky darken a little bit. You don't have to wait until nighttime. And look toward the sunset. You'll have about an hour of time where you can observe Saturn and Jupiter. Thorpe says Jupiter will look like the brightest star in the sky. It's not a star, of course. It's simply reflecting the sun. The sun. Saturn will be slightly fainter and found above and to the left of Jupiter. Thorpe says the planets are so bright that even people in light-filled cities should be able to see them and potentially even take high-quality photographs. If you can't make it out Monday, he says the solar system's two largest planets will appear nearly as close on the 20th and the 22nd. Anybody can go out and see these planets. If you're planning to snap pictures, NASA also has a guide for that. The 21st will be the closest Jupiter and Saturn have appeared to most since March the 4th, 1226. There was a closer conjunction of the planets some 400 years ago, but that event was not visible to many of us on Earth, according to the space.com. Great conjunctions happen on average every 19.6 years. NASA says after this month's event, you'll have to hang in there until 2080 to catch the next great conjunction of similar proximity. So it should be very interesting to see, right? Okay, first of all, I got my knit crate. And I always find it interesting. You get the members box first, and then the sock crate comes anywhere from 1 week to 2 weeks later. Same. Got the members box today. And I'll show that in a moment. But I wanted to tell you, with the Scrap Buster Stitch Along, what I am doing is I am putting those clips together so that there is going to be a video that just has the Scrap Buster Stitch Along, so that anyone that wants to see that without having to look at all the other videos to see the stitches will be able to just look at that, and all those stitches will be listed down in the description below when I get that video up. I wouldn't look for it until next week, but I am working on that. Alright, knit crate. This month's knit crate was squad goals, and they had some really beautiful yarns. These are the yarns that were available, and they're all pretty much stunning from what I can tell. Now we're going to get a look at the patterns. Here is the knit pattern, and it is called Woodstock Shawl. Very pretty. And then the crochet pattern is called the Snowfall Scarf, and that's very pretty. Now they also have a little close-up of that scarf, so you can show a little more of the detail. Very nice. And then of course the sock. One of them was the centered sock, a yoga sock. Of course you don't have to do it as a yoga sock. You could fill it in. And then the crochet pattern is called Perfect Ranks. Okay, and next month's inspiration is shadows. And of course, this month's gift extra is a tote bag that says Yarn Squad. Very nice, very purple. It is cinched so that you can also use it like a backpack. Very nice bag, you know, to put some projects in, or the project. And of course, squad goals. They the tree that they planted is in the Monte Chiara Mountains in Brazil. Sorry about that, folks. Getting a little tickle. And they tell you a little bit about the Monte Chiara Mountains and the problem with Sao Paulo and Campinas. I have a friend who was born in Brazil, and she came from that area, and she said it's a very interesting area. Of course, when she was growing up, there were no cars. Where she lived in the little village, she had to ride the donkey over to the next village to visit her boyfriend. So, the designer that they are featuring this month is Christy Glass of Christy Glass Knits. And, yeah, that's basically it. So, I think I was watching The Crochet Nurse. And, she gets the box still. And they actually have the booklet in the box. And I kind of find it funny because, you know, I like having the booklet. I like having the patterns. I don't read patterns digitally because it drives me nuts. And I like to take notes and write on the paper as I'm going. Paper kind of girl. So here they are. They're saving a tree and planting a tree in our name each month. And I'm printing a tree each month. So just find that funny. All right. The wool this month is Audine Wool's Twinkle DK. And it is 80% merino wool, 10% cashmere, 10% stellina, and 250 yards, 100 grams, hand wash only, lay flat to dry. And the color that I got was the Chill Out, I think, was the New Yorker. Can you see that little bit of a twinkle? Can you? That is gorgeous. Now, for this being merino, it's rather rough. I expected it to be a little softer even with the cashmere in it. Still scarfable, but it was a little rougher than I thought, so I was a little surprised at that. And of course, as usual, there are two in there. But they're very pretty. Somehow, to me, they don't look like they're going to be 250 yards. I may be surprised. They look a little short. You know what I mean? They just look a little short today. Maybe it's the way they were tightly wound. Who knows? But yeah, that's it with that pretty sparkle. Nice and gorgeous. Now, I know I won't be doing any of the projects. I'm not a fan of any of those projects. So I'll find another project for it and use it. But it's an interesting color. It's not really a blue and not really a purple. I would call it more like a periwinkle color. You know, that is very true to color here on this camera. So, interesting. Should be interesting to use. Alright guys, that is it for today. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow we'll have some Audine tarnation stories. Some of them are interesting. Alright, I'll see you again tomorrow. Everybody have a blessed day. And be kind to one another. And go out and see that star. It'll be a bright shining point in the year of 2020.